And back deep into the map he goes, but it's Uno for the jump out. He's a bit too slow on Yeti.
The thing is, that was the last grenades from SSG because Rambi died to Uno C4. That means he could have just stayed in that corner, but instead went offensive.
Space Station in a 4v3. Flashbangs in the hands of Bosco will go out. He also holds the diffuser, but he doesn't exactly have the information until at the last second he charges in and grabs it. A diffuser going down and Noodle will scout for it, but there's a plant up top. Can he reach it? Yes, he can! And Noodle will be the hero of round one. He's one of the two main points of entry alongside Fultz more often than not. SSG falling by the wayside right now. Uno throws out a desperation C4. Rampy tries for a trade yet again. He does so.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. SSG got a storm next to bombs. They don't even know where they're getting shot from. It's a wallbang from Grizzly across the map.
Heroic are continuing to trade out in very favorable numbers here. Nick, Rampy walks right in. They don't clear the corner.
Uno is the sole Algilis on the bomb side. He cannot make the calls for his roamers, and they're kind of circling back and forth. Do we 2v1 the Monty or not? Again, SSG, they capitalize beautifully with that information. Uno, no one is there to help him, and Hot and Cold finds another pistol kill on the bomb side.
He'll be knocked over if he continues farther up towards Whiskey. He knows that there's somebody inside. I mean, if the smokes are the biggest part of this execute, you got to get them out before you hop on in. Bosco's used both of his fire arrows to isolate. There's a nade from Fultz. Heroic in a 2v5. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and there it is. Juma swing onto the new balk window. Again, to try to isolate these players of Heroic. Uno to retake from White Stairs. He surrendered a lot of control of the bomb site. He doesn't seem to have any real idea of where to go. He finds Fultz in the wrong manner. He's removed from action, and it's Jum in a 1v4, and very nearly flawless.
It seems that they're going to opt for a horizontal take, not really take top floor and control because it seems too difficult.
Oh, Sloth in that wrap position. Where is he going to go? He sees the corpse, or rather should see the corpse of Fultz, but SSG answers back. They find their footing. Hot and Cold and Rampy pick up two big picks. There go the Capca traps. No way. No way. Grizzly pops up, takes down Bosco, but drops to pillars. Yeti is in that position. Because of the numbers for SSG, they can stick somebody on flank watch. Not just the Nomad, but somebody actually there to do it. Sloth retakes. Diffuser picked up by Hot and Cold. He'll go for a plant. He's got some cover around him. Rampy will need to watch. Is he in position to stop this? Hot and Cold off of the plant as they hear Uno charge right in. Sloth stops it, still playing in pillars. How did nobody contend with Sloth?
For SSG, but these rounds, they're not always as close as they should be, arguably. Hot and Cold finds one below, looking for a second, but Noodle punishes him immediately.
There's no nitro cells left, there's no impacts left, it's just going to be a stray bullet or so. Yeti punishing Noodle, playing inside a back bar. Uno isolated as well. Rampy with the diffuser now as Bosco and Hot and Cold, the two that tend to plant the most, are gone, but Jum exploits a blind spot and finds two huge kills. Leaving Rampy as the last one left, but Jum will shut the door. You wouldn't know that we only have 15 seconds left in the round with how slow these teams are taking it, but SSG doesn't need to engage too much. They decide to on Jum, they lose it. They've also lost control of Dining. Heroic have 2 kills to their name. Bosco with 1, but they need to stop this diffuser from being planted. Yeti plays the clock, waiting for Bosco to get in. Diffuser goes down, and in the post plant, Yeti reduces it to just Jum. Yeti will hop on. Jum from below to try and seal the deal, but Yeti's gonna stick. Does he know it? Yes! Oh, what? Jum gets them both! Are you kidding me? A heartbreaking end to that round for Space Station.
Could be a quick one.
There goes Grizzly, he's in! And Bosco with the very first kill, but Grizzly's got 1, and now they'll watch from behind. Uno tries to barrel in as well. Down he goes. This is just an absolute brawl, but it might be over before it's even started because with 45 seconds off the clock, it's just Grizzly left alive. 3 players from Space Station. Make that 2. Grizzly is putting in so much work, and now the diffuser in his hands. Does SSG know this? It seems that they do. They can't get an angle on him. Instead, Grizzly will pop up. He needs better target prioritization. He tried his best.
That plank will start getting put down soon, as that vertical control is Heroics.
And Fultz gets spotted by Jum, who now wants to engage with Yeti. Noodle from below. They pinch. Down goes Yeti, but Hot and Cold trades it back. Still 3 players remaining for Heroic. SSG in the final 20 seconds now to prevent a match point. Hot and Cold Cold goes crazy. And now it's Botsko versus Sloth in a 1v1. Is it Botsko or Boss Goat? Pick your poison. Sloth spotted out, and it's Boss Goat indeed. Another nade in his hand. Fultz, the first one in the action, but a nade goes down, and oh, he gets away with a tiny sliver of HP, and he's still fragging from this position. Grizzly's drone over to White, gets shot away, but he knew somebody was there. Looks to pallets at the wrong moment. The wood distracting Grizzly. Hot and Cold down now as well, and Sloth finds himself in a 1v5. Make that a 0v5. Flawless round, a huge one from Fultz. Significantly easier to defend because I don't see anything that abnormal here. What? No way!
Nasty C4.
Bosco through the floor, threads the needle. Two players from Heroic are blown to smithereens. But Uno's found safe shelter inside of the bomb site, or so he thinks. Rampy over towards Pillar, pops out of nowhere. Noodle ends his rampage. But Heroic now need to retrieve the diffuser, and it's in the lion's den. In the hands of Joom. Yeti from above. Doesn't know where he is. Noodle needs to watch this. Might give the position away, but instead SSG have allowed the diffuser to go down. Joom will now need to pull out the sidearm and go for picks onto the diffuser where Bosco is. Yeti just needs to ensure he knows the right area, and there it is. But it's enough to scare Bosco off of that diffuser. He'll stick this time. Joom with only 10 bullets in the magazine, the clip of the pistol. Bosco sitting on it, and there it is, an easy finish. SSG grab the lead. It's never a mortal blow. Oh, Rampy, a bit of sloppiness on the stairs, and Noodle, he posts up a clinic. Heroic are just tearing through all of SSG as Fultz is the next one down. Two remaining players from Space Station having to contend with all of Heroic, but Hot and Cold is in on the bomb, and he's on the diffuser now as well. Can Heroic get into position? Yes, they can. They have so many players still left. Grizzly clutched out, if you remember, and he's on the board this round. Sloth goes, Joom a kill of his own, teams back and forth, but Heroic in great position. Bosco pops up from inside a freezer, but they know they've got him isolated. He has to fight his way out. The Vector's not exactly the weapon to do it. Two players from Heroic. 4-match point. It's Grizzly to take the final kill yet again. SSG have not taken a single point of damage, and with everybody still alive, Bosco attempts the diffuser. First to fall is Joom, and now Uno will sweep in and stop it in its tracks. He denies the diffuser at the final seconds. It's a brawl, but Sloth is last alive and will give his position away. Yeti gets off of the plant. A success for SSG. Objective play for both these teams has been good. Sloth has no chance to get back to the bomb site, and we're going all the way. Yesterday might have been the best day of matches start to finish that we have seen in years. SSG rebuffing Heroic every step of the way. Sloth and Joom are the last two left. Space Station haven't even taken a single point of damage. Until then, Hot and Cold through the wall, a little bit of caliber destruction from Sloth. Heroic assessing that most of the bomb site is actually completely open. Joom runs over Rampy, completely flattening him. Diffuser going down, very quiet. Nitro Cell goes, Sloth missing out on the Mira. Heroic get off of the plant, damage is done. Heroic could very easily win this, but Sloth will need to clutch. And Bosco with the sidearm says, not today, mister.
Not today, boys, not today.
I mean, just what? It was actually Rampy who said that. My apologies, I was reading, I read the wrong name on the script. Noodle on Repel gets information. The look of surprise on his face tells the story. It might be not surprise, maybe more alarm, but either way, maybe not expecting that. Noodle taken out by a Nitro Cell after punishing Rampy. Grizzly can walk in, behead Hot and Cold relatively easily. Uno's got one. He's distracted, he still wins the kill! Uno pulls off two! What? How does Heroic make that work?
Putting down that Frostbite, I believe, late in the round. Wait, they're on the side as well. Joom, how did he get here?
Places where you shouldn't be, and he sees a player from SSG in back bar, manages to get out with his head still intact. He'll engage with Fultz in the dock, losing it. Uno getting the diffuser down, falling is Hot and Cold. Nitro Cell goes out to open up one of the walls. Yeti sees one, cannot connect. Thought he had the down onto Joom, but Heroic just make it look so easy.
Heroic might have to go against their own strategy by having to roam clear. And it gets worse. Rampy finds Grish on that window rappel.
Oh, the disappearing act through the hatch.
Bomb site relatively weak right now.
And Bosco's with him. 3 players from Space Station down below right now. That leaves Rampy as the only player to be on that main floor.
10 seconds left.
Gotta just plant.
They do. Noodle got it in hand. Sloth will watch. How good is he going to be on this coverage? Looking to box them out from the only real angle he can, but he doesn't know that they're above. June watching the Tracers go up and down, and look at this. His attention is elsewhere, but Fultz is a bit slow. Down he goes. The nade might get dropped as well. Some martyrdom could have been on the board. Now Fultz in a tough spot, but he fires through the wall, doing some caliber destruction. That's some nice bullet pen. Heroic losing out on all these duels. Still over half of the round to play. The Azami of a Yeti up above, looking through the floor, but the time is not slowing down. Noodle in an act of desperation. He'll go through the double doors, and it's a relatively simple watch for Space Station.
Yeah, but now nobody's in this corner. And Sloth could make a hero play. He gets one. That's Yeti, the captain off the board.
Oh, answered back by Fultz. Look at it where Fultz is. Almost back, but shot through what appears to be the window. Joom jumps in, takes a point of damage, but they secure the kill. Bad news for Heroic. Hot and Cold is still up there, and he's still swinging on that position. He'll lose some protection on that reinforcement, and then Uno long range ends what was remaining. Rampy keeps numbers even, but now Rampy's going to lose a lot of HP to Grizzly, who wins in this duel. The shotgun can pretty much flatten you at such close range. Grizzly sees the Malusi. Rampy only at a point of HP. He's gone. Bosco will need to clutch out.
15 seconds.
Playing wisely, gets the drop onto Grizzly, the reload, but it's his undoing. Noodle is fast enough.
They've always played for kills, then gone trophy, and then becomes a massacre.
Hello?
Good night, Fultz.
The only real hope SSG has is to stop Uno from getting that diffuser down. One player drops right into the eyes of Houghton. He's there to get them all. 3 players drop. Nobody sees him watching the hatch. And Yeti sends us to the second half, tied up 3-3. That kitchen bomb site on the main floor, bar gaming, and then the office.
They're barging in.
They're just going for it. Never mind. Let me hold my words for a second here. Rampy sustaining a bunch of damage. Heroic are prepped and ready for this, and they've reduced Space Station to a single player. As they barge into the bomb site, it's Yeti to clutch out. He can't even get a single kill after all of his teammates are down.
I was gonna say, Kafe, a complete different ball game.
Oh, Noodle!
Shots.
You gotta get very quiet in the library. The librarians say you gotta be shh. Noodle and Sloth now die. Whoa, wait a minute here. Space Station kill 3 players in a quick burst of action themselves. You get first blood, but then immediately Space Station gets 3 kills. That's a trade, but SSG absolutely has the upper hand in the rest of the round. Now all eyes from Heroic will be on Grizzly. Making a ton of noise above. SSG have so many players all over the map. We are in the midst of the lower bracket. Oh, he actually catches it. I think he might have been hoping for it to get a little bit deeper, Noodle. Totally destroying Fultz in that first engagement, but Rampy, well, he's got some pep in his step. Will it happen?
No.
There goes Grizzly. SSG are perfect as they now move ahead of Heroic. No impacts, no C4, nothing that can do chip damage to him other than just bullets. Fultz eliminating Sloth puts Heroic in a very bad position with Bosco holding on to that diffuser at the halfway mark. Now it's Uno under fire. The Jaeger flushed out of his spot. It's Uno in a 1v4 to make it a 1v3 with the clock running against him. Uno will creep around looking for intel, but this is so tough. Where do you go? Because Space Station will likely be snapped into action if you punish one of them. Uno doesn't find a single player. Rampy to seal the deal. You're not that far behind losing one of these players. Uno will try to retake. He gives his position away and will have to trudge back upstairs. There's another from SSG. Rampy has been phenomenal. When Space Station need him the most, he shows up. Now they'll need to watch as Bosco goes for the plant, but he peels off. Down goes Fultz. Suddenly Heroic are hitting their shots. Bosco takes matters into his own hands. Lost by Sloth. Wary of those hatches, Yeti will need to be the one to lock them out. But Noodle sees Yeti, and now Rampy has to fall off. This is an engagement that Rampy could win, and now he'll go for the diffuser, baiting Noodle in. Out goes the door. Can Rampy pull this off? A world champion.
10 seconds to go.
The nade stops him. Rampy knows, and he's good! A world champion with a world championship performance to send Heroic back to Europe.